Your hand goes for your wallet before the ranger at the gate finishes talking. That reflex costs $35 a visit, and it stopped being necessary at $62. Here is what nobody cleared up. The $80 lifetime pass still exists. A $20 annual one exists too, and ordering by mail adds $10. Not a scam, not a credit card pitch. 8 funded programs already in your name. Announced benefits get claimed, so nobody announces them. All 8 plus the exact words. The last is free for life, and it makes that $80 unnecessary. Set the record straight. Start here, because a lot of you asked and you are owed a straight answer. The Lifetime Senior Pass was never discontinued. The Park Service still sells it for $80 to anyone 62 or older, and it still never expires. What almost nobody mentions is the option sitting right beside it, a $20 annual senior pass. 4 of those, and you have spent the same $80. So if you are not certain you will use it, start with the cheap one. Now the part that quietly costs people money. Order either pass by mail, and there is a $10 processing fee on top, plus a 3-week wait. Collect one in person at a federal site, and there is no fee at all. And as of this year, there is a digital version on recreation.gov with no fee either. Then the question I saw most often, and the answer is a flat no. The pass does not work at state parks. Not one of them. What it covers is 6 federal agencies and more than 2,000 federal sites. The Park Service, Fish and Wildlife, the Forest Service, Land Management, Reclamation, and the Army Corps of Engineers. Your state runs its own separate program. One last correction. Camping is not free with the pass. It's half off at many federal campgrounds, and that discount doesn't reach group sites, separately billed hookups, or private concessioners. Your defense. Buy the digital pass or collect a physical one in person and skip the $10 entirely. Holding an old Golden Age passport? Do not throw it out. It's valid for life, and they'll exchange it for the current pass at no charge. So much for the pass. Nothing else on this list was in that video. Number 8. The surcharge you don't pay. Starting this year, 11 of the biggest national parks began charging visitors from outside the country an extra $100 per person on top of the entrance fee. Yellowstone, Yosemite, Zion, the Grand Canyon, Glacier, Grand Teton, Acadia, and 4 more. If you are a citizen or a permanent resident, you pay none of it. Same gate, same road, same view, $100 a head lighter. Your defense. The surcharge is assessed per person, so it matters who is sitting in your car. Your senior pass covers the entrance fee, but it will not waive that surcharge for a non-resident passenger. $100 saved at a park gate. Now walk with me to a museum door. Number 7. The card that is also a ticket. If there is an EBT card in your wallet, it is also a museum admission ticket, and I have never once heard a museum say so out loud. And if that card is not in your wallet, stay with me for 30 seconds anyway. Somebody watching this needs it, and no museum is ever going to tell them. The program is called Museums for All. It runs through the Institute of Museum and Library Services, and more than 1,600 museums across every state take part. Show the card and a photo identification, and admission runs from free to $5 for up to 4 people on that one card. That's a grandchild, a spouse, and a friend walking in behind you. Your defense. Check the participating list before you drive anywhere. It's museum by museum, not statewide. The cardholder has to be present. You cannot hand the card off and send someone else. Be clear-eyed about this one. It's based on income, not on age. A 30-year-old with the same card gets the same price. Honest version of a discount, that one. Here is one with no card, no age, and no income attached to it. Number 6. The museums that never charge. The Smithsonian is the largest museum complex on Earth, and it does not charge admission. Not a senior rate. Nothing. 17 museums plus the National Zoo in and around Washington, and 2 more in New York. For most of them, you walk in without a ticket of any kind. 3 still ask for a free timed pass: African American History and Culture, Air and Space, and the National Zoo. Book those before you leave home and you skip the only line that matters. Your defense: reserve the timed passes online in advance. They cost nothing, but they do run out. The single exception to the whole rule is Cooper Hewitt in New York, which does charge. Free admission is pleasant enough. Being paid while you are 8,000 miles from home is something else. Number 5. Your check follows you. People put off the trip of a lifetime because they are quietly afraid the money stops when they leave. It does not. Social Security will keep depositing a retirement or survivor benefit while you travel or live in almost any country on Earth. The list of exceptions is short, and Cuba and North Korea are the two that matter. There's one distinction worth getting right, because people mix these up constantly. Supplemental security income is not the same thing as Social Security retirement, and SSI does stop after 30 days outside the country. Your defense? Tell the administration where you are going before you go. Payments abroad carry their own reporting rules. If any part of your income is SSI, count the days. 30 is the number, and it does not bend. Quick one. How many of these 8 did you know? Put the number in the comments because the last one is the reason this video exists. All 8 sit on a free card linked below with the words to claim them. Next up, the rides nobody applies for. Number 4. One phone number for a ride. One federal phone number exists for exactly this problem, and most people over 65 have never dialed it. 800-677-1116. It's the Elder Care Locator, run by the Administration for Community Living and created under the Older Americans Act. One number, no website, no login. You give them your zip code and they connect you to your area agency on aging, the office that actually knows which subsidized van, volunteer driver, or dial-a-ride serves your street. Much of that local service is paid for with federal transit money set aside for exactly 2 groups: older adults and people with disabilities. Your defense: ask about transportation specifically, then ask whether medical trips and grocery trips run through different programs. They often do. This one is genuinely ours. It was built for older adults by statute. You had to ask for that ride. The next one is owed to you by law, at a price Washington caps. Number 3, door-to-door, price capped. Every transit agency running a regular bus or train route is required by federal law to run a parallel door-to-door service for people who cannot use that route. Not encouraged. Required. It's called ADA Complimentary Paratransit, and the part nobody quotes is the price. For a comparable trip, the agency may charge no more than twice the regular fare. If the bus costs $2, the van that collects you at your own front door is capped at $4. Understand what qualifies you, though, because it is not your birthday. It is whether a disability prevents you from using the regular service, which for a great many people arrives long before they would ever use that word about themselves. Your defense: apply through your local transit agency. They decide eligibility against federal criteria, and it takes a few weeks. Ask about trip-by-trip eligibility if you only need it on the bad days. Say it plainly to yourself. This is a disability program, not a senior program. Magic phrase: I would like to apply for ADA paratransit eligibility, and I would like the application mailed to me. Now the 2 owed to one particular group of people and claimed by almost none of them. Number 2, 2 things. Every veteran is owed. If you served, there are 2 of these, and I meet veterans constantly who have claimed neither one. There are more than 8 million veterans over 65 in this country. If that is not you, this is the one you hand to the friend it is. The first is the Military Lifetime Pass, free for life for any veteran, National Guard and Reserve included, and for Gold Star families. It came out of the Veterans in Parks Act. One warning that genuinely matters: that pass does not carry the half-price camping discount the senior pass carries. If you are a veteran over 62, the 2 are not interchangeable, and 2 passes in one wallet is not greed, it is arithmetic. The second is beneficiary travel. Veterans Affairs reimburses mileage for driving to a VA medical appointment, currently 41.5 cents a mile, plus tolls and parking. Your defense. Mileage eligibility is narrower than the pass. Service connected at 30% or more, pension qualified, or traveling for a compensation exam. There is a small deductible each way, capped at $18 a month, and waived in some circumstances. File the claim within 30 days of the appointment. Magic phrase, I am claiming beneficiary travel for today's appointment. Service earns those two. And the last one, the one I most wanted you to hear, can make the $80 we opened with completely unnecessary. Number 1. The pass that costs nothing. There is a second lifetime federal lands pass. It is called the Access Pass. It is free, and it is the most underclaimed benefit in this entire system. It goes to anyone with a medically determined permanent disability, and here is the part that stops people cold. The disability does not have to be total, and there is no percentage threshold to clear. The Centers for Disease Control put it at more than 4 in 10 people over 65 living with a disability of some kind. Not all of those qualify. This pass needs a permanent one. But far more people qualify than ever apply, and if it is not you, it is likely someone at your table. A physician's statement works. So does an award letter from Veterans Affairs, from Social Security Disability, or from Supplemental Security Income. The benefits are identical to the $80 senior pass. Entrance and day use at all 2,000-odd federal sites, and the same half-price camping. Only those two passes carry that camping discount. The military and 4th grade passes do not. So read that back slowly. If there is an award letter sitting in a drawer at your house, you may have paid $80 for something you already qualified for at nothing. Your defense. Apply in person at a federal site, and it is free outright. By mail or online, it costs $10 in processing. Bring original documentation rather than a photocopy, and bring photo identification. If you already bought the senior pass, it stays valid for life. Nothing is wasted. And say this one out loud honestly. It is not a senior benefit. It's a disability benefit that happens to reach a great many of us after 65. Magic phrase. I have documentation of a permanent disability, and I would like to apply for the Access Pass. 3 things that are not free. Before we finish, 3 corrections that will save you a phone call. There is no senior discount on a United States passport. None. The book runs $130, the card $30, and both add $35 at the counter the first time. The only age break in the whole schedule is for children under 16. There's no senior discount on TSA PreCheck either. $78 to enroll, $70 to renew online. And none on global entry at $120. And that old line about keeping your shoes on after 75 is no longer a senior perk at all. Screening changed for everybody, at every age. It stopped being ours the day it became everyone's, which isn't a loss. It's one less thing to remember at the checkpoint. None of this was hidden from you. It was simply never announced, because an announced program is a program with a line and a budget attached. You're now the person in the family who knows. There's one thing I deliberately left out of all 8, and it is the other half of this list. The 7 costs Washington covers in a video already sitting on this channel. Amtrak, the transit law, TSA Cares, the passport card. Every one of them is in that one. It's right there beside this. Go and collect them.